But if you want to understand how it gets to that point to where it happens under the control of some places that you would think should stand for everything that is against that, you have to look at whatever their logic is. Of course, we all disagree with it. We think it's crazy. But, right.
Because if they're being so efficient, getting things done, and they're being like, all right, CCP, we need you in Sweden, Finland, something's going on there. We got to figure out what Norway's doing. All right, go to the USA. Let's go to Mexico. What's going on? And we're stuck in this process of checks and balances, which is amazing. We need those. But in order to get things done and compete with these people that are possibly to harm us, it's almost like it's easier just to bypass. You know, I hate I'm making a great argument for them, but like that's...
No, I see exactly what you're saying.
I understand, and I don't like it, but what's the alternative?
They're sitting in these rooms making these decisions, and the first question is human trafficking happening right now? And of course, everyone in the room goes, yeah. So human trafficking's happening. That's not in our control. Will it continue to happen if it's not in our control? Mm-hmm. Everyone says, yeah. And they go, so wouldn't it be a little better if we have it in our control? And that is like hit the fucking button and just send the asteroid. Because it's like, fuck.
Send the asteroid.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
They look at it like, well, in that type of scenario, we can't get any national security intelligence. That counts for 125 points. And by the way, there's 15,000 girls who are victims. Under our scenario, it would be 10,104. So that's a spread of 3,000, you know.
And on top of that,
they look at it.
And on top of it, they're thinking also probably being like, well, this is extremely profitable. Who knew we could make so much money from this? Well, let's just see if we can divert more of these funds into these black budget programs. Like that's what happens. I
wasn't even going there.
But that's what probably happens because these things that are obviously not great, like the drug wars, the human trafficking, what is the bottom line? The opium, all these things, money. It all comes down to that. And like everyone, your parent has told you this since you were freaking 3 years old, being that money runs the world and money's the motivator. You think it changes when you're at that level of intel?
No, it doesn't.
So that's a very harsh reality that is very unsettling, but I understand. Is that, I don't know if that makes sense. But.
Yeah, no, it's like we're talking about the hardest type of topic that's like impossible to navigate around to like talk about it logically. Yeah. Because it's an emotional topic. But if you want to understand how it gets to that point to where it happens under the control of some places that you would think should stand for everything that is against that, you have to look at whatever their logic is. Of course, we all disagree with it. We think it's crazy. But, you know, I always say I'm very glad I ain't in those rooms making those decisions because I don't think they like me very much. I'd be like, no, we're not doing that.
You're going to be Kiriakou. All right, let's put it on him.
Exactly.
Let's put it on him.
They throw you in prison for doing that. That's why when I said to John, we do it too. And he goes, not in my experience. No, listen, if it happened, I didn't see it. And that's where I went, bingo. Yeah. Like, you'd be the guy, they'd never show this shit. You wouldn't even do the torture. like, you think that they're going to think you're okay with reading you in on the trafficking operation? Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was the one time, but I fully understand why he said that because John, and this is why I respect him so much, actually stands for something that is just beyond, like, let's protect national security. And I know national security is a critical thing, and I'm happy that there's people who stand for that. Don't get me wrong. But you have to have the people in the room as well who stand for, I don't know, common fucking sense. And that's why I think John's a hero because he did that. And we're talking about even a way lesser type of thing, which was still serious, which is like breaking the Constitution to, you know, do enhanced interrogation and stuff like that, which he didn't even like. That's the thing. He just said, I'm not going to be a part of it because I won't stand for that. And they still went after him, which should tell you that the rot of the bad apples who exist in this large barrel of apple has spread past a point that anyone in any country, let alone our own, should be comfortable with. And that's the question we got away with here. Like, the people who are like, well, we need to abolish all 3-letter agencies. Listen, I know that's fun to say. You know?
It's a terrible idea.
Try that. Try that for 3 days, see what happens. However, the people who are then like, we need to try to reform these places and actually find a way where we can do it without them stopping us doing it, which is way easier said than done, by the way. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, do that. And we're talking about the types of things where, you know, these are the kinds of things you should reform. The unfortunate contrary argument to that is, you think they're reforming anything in Russia, in China, and Iran?
They're never going to.
Like we're gonna reform. We're gonna go. Like, there's someone who's sitting in that meeting going, "You mean we can't track anymore, and Russia gets to do it? God damn it!" Like, as fucked up as that sounds, like that's what it is,
dude. That's what made me laugh. This is it's a tangent, but the Paris Climate Accord agreement. That's what always. This is what always made me laugh about that. Is because they were like, we're all on board except Nicaragua, and China's going to start like 5-10 years later. That's what always cracked me up, because they're like this. We're all on board. We're giving China the 10-year buffer, though. So they're going to start in 10 years. They said it. They put their word on it.
They put their word on it.
So we're going to trust them on this. Yeah. USA, let's go, baby. Let's stop it. You know, learn the code. We got it. We've got this figured out. And it was just, it cracked me up, because I'm like, dude, like, please just use your brain and think, do you think China in 10 years is going to be like, oh, yes, we're going to stop because we care for the betterment? Come on. It's like,
it's nuts.
It's totally nuts.
It's nuts. But we have that, we got this one case that we can stew on because it's the public one we know about. And it's got all the appeal to it because all the people who are involved. And like, I hope you end up making a series out of this too. Because, I mean, you and I have talked about this case for years now. Obviously, like, it's a lot of people listening are the same as me. Like, it's just a fascination because you're like, how the fuck could this all happen? But I would love to see you pull more on the money, on the money thread. And you know what? I just thought of this. I should have thought of this earlier. See if you can get Jim DiOrio involved in looking at that. Because he used to just track the money all the time. You know what I mean? Like, see if you do something with him tracking that 1992 theory. And see if he can pull on anything.
I just don't want to die. But
you know, Jim will be like, I got you. We're good. Meanwhile, Jim.
It's like, I had
to. You should pull on it, though.
No. It's like we said, it's.
Thank you guys for checking out this clip. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button on this video. It is a huge, huge help. And if you'd like to check out this clip's full podcast episode, that link is in the description below or right here. And finally, you can follow me on Instagram and X by using the links in my description below.